Good morning, student. My name is Ms. Manisha Borkar, Department of Fishery Science, NES Science College, Nanded. Now, today we are going to start the theory paper second. The name of paper is The Type Study of Valagortu. It is commonly called as a freshwater shark. Now, today we are seeing here the unit number 3rd. The topic is nervous system. Okay, nervous system, as you knows that the nervous system which is totally related to the brain. Okay, and the brain which consisting the various spinal nerves as well as the cranial nerves and the spinal cord is present in the nervous system. Okay, one by one we are seeing here the nervous system, then after that we are seeing the structure of the brain. Okay, here's the nervous system consists of 3 parts. Okay, this nervous system which is divided into the 3 parts. First one is the central nervous system having the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, central nervous system as we call as a CNS system. Okay, CNS system is consist of the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, second one is this peripheral nervous system having the cranial and spinal nerves, and third one is the autonomic nervous system. Okay, in your syllabus we are seeing here the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Okay, in that peripheral nervous system we seen the cranial as well as spinal nerves. Okay, firstly we are start here the central nervous system. Okay, the central nervous system which is having the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, in that central nervous system we are seeing the structure of the brain. Here's the central nervous system is tubular and its cavity forms the central anal of the spinal cord and the ventricles or large cavities in the brain. The cavities are filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, as you know that this brain which consists of the cranium. Okay, as we call as the brain. Okay, and here's the cavities are filled with the cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, here's we have start the structure of brain. Okay, this is the structure of brain which is the part of that the central nervous system. Okay, here's the brain of Valagortu is small as compared to the cranium. Okay, as comparing to the cranium, the brain of Valago which is small. It is surrounded by a large number of areolar tissues, blood vessels and the cerebrospinal fluid which completely fill the cranial cavity. Okay, here's the brain is divided into 3 parts, that is the forebrain, procephalon, then the midbrain, mesencephalon, the hindbrain, that is a metencephalon. Okay, firstly we are start here the forebrain. Okay, this brain which is divided into these 3 parts: forebrain, midbrain and the hindbrain in 3 regions. Okay, firstly we will start here the what is mean by the forebrain. Here's the forebrain includes the telencephalon having the olfactory lobes and the cerebrum, and the diencephalon. Each half of the cerebrum is continued anteriorly in the form of a tubular olfactory tract or a peduncle which runs through a groove in the skull formed by a lateral ethmoid, orbitosphenoid and a pleurosphenoid bones. Okay, in that brains there is a groove in the skull which form that the ethmoid, orbitosphenoid and the pleurosphenoid bone are present in that the forebrains. Okay, here's the structure of brain. In that diagram we are seeing here the dorsal view as well as the ventral view of the brain. Okay, here's in that dorsal view there is in top side of that the here is present that the 2 olfactory lobes are present here. Then the tubular portion is here. That tube like is called as olfactory peduncle. So okay, in that middle line, it's a dark in a size, which is called as the cerebrum. Okay, this is a line of that the cerebrum, and in that the two part which consisting that called as the cerebellum. Here's various facial lobes are present here. Then the optic nerves are present, or which is connecting to that the cerebrum. Various facial bone, that is the vagal lobe, is present here, and in a lower side there is a medulla oblongata is present here. In a right side diagram, here's the ventral view of the brain. Okay, this one is a dorsal, this is a ventral view of the brain. Here's the same functioning here, that the various olfactory lobes, olfactory peduncle is present here, optic nerves, as well as the radial fissures are present, infundibulum in a triangular in a shape, which is middle to that the saccus vacillosum, and the medulla oblongata in the ventral side of that the brain. Here's the various auditory nerves, then the various pharyngeal nerves are present in that the ventral view, as well as the dorsal view of the brain. Okay, now each peduncle which bears the olfactory labial at its distal end. The olfactory lobe is an elongated, which is oval and hollow structure, which is located below the olfactory organ, far away from the cerebrum. Now what is mean by the cerebrum? Okay, the cerebrum, which is the part of that the brain. Okay, main part of the brain. This cerebrum is quite a well developed part of the forebrain. A feeble median depression divides the membranous roof of the cerebrum into right and left halves. Each half has dorsally a frontal fissure and an optical fissure. The frontal fissure arises at the base of the olfactory tract and runs posterolaterally to unite with the occipital fissures, thus dividing the cerebrum into an outer parietal and an inner median lobe, which the outer occipital fissure which separates an occipital lobe from the median and the parietal lobes. Okay, this cerebrum is continued behind into the diencephalon, which is present in between the cerebrum as well as the midbrain, and is covered over dorsally by the cerebellum. Okay, this cerebrum, which is a part of that the forebrain, and which is connecting between to the forebrain to the midbrain, which consisting of the which main part is present here, that is the cerebrum, and this cerebrum which are dorsally connected to that the cerebellum. The tubular membranous spinal body penile body arises from the posterior part of the roof of the diencephalon from below the cerebellum and runs forward dorsally on the cerebrum. Okay, these this cerebrum which are from below the cerebellum and which forward dorsally to the cerebrum. It rises up near the anterior end of the cerebellum and forms an oval body which below the anterior frontal of the skull. Okay, skull, which is the part of that the brain. The olfactory peduncle arises the anterior part of the cerebrum medioventrally near the origin of the radial fissures. The third ventricle becomes narrow now due to the development of the optic thalami and opens in front of the foramen of a monoro into lateral ventricles in between the axial lobes and leads into the iter posteriorly, now which is the elongated, oval, flattened and slightly reddish hypophysis or the pituitary body is attached behind the infundibulum in the median line by fibrous tissues. Okay, here's in that the brain there is various olfactory nerves. In next peripheral system of the brain, we are seeing here the various spinal nerves as well as the cranial nerves in present of the brain. Now here's in that the hypophyseation process in that brain, there is a pituitary gland is present here, that is the connection or this is a hypophysis, and the infundibulum, which is that the part of that the pituitary gland. Okay, here's the infundibulum gives off anterolaterally two more or less transversely placed oval lobes. The lobi inferiorus, a pair of a thin wall, highly vascular rounded bodies. The sacci vasculosa are attached to the posterior lateral side of the interior lobes. Now here we are seeing that the after forebrain to the midbrain, the roof of the midbrain which bears the roof lobes like bulgillus, the optic lobes that is cooperate a bigumina which displays to the sides due to the anterior extension of the cerebellum. Okay, this midbrain which is the roof of that this midbrain which having the optic lobes, and these optic lobes which having the anterior extensions of the cerebellum. Each optic lobe is well developed, which is rounded and hollow. The optic ventricle is reduced to a narrow space which is covered by a thick roof which formed by the tectum opticum. The iter is wide due to the lateral displacement of the optic lobes. Now here's the cerebellum. The cerebellum is a well developed and is of a large size. It is flattened dorsoventrally and is nearly half the size of the whole brain. Okay, this is cerebellum which is dorsoventrally, which is nearly half in the size of the brain. Okay, here's the cerebellum which extends anteriorly up to the base of the cerebrum, and slightly this cerebellum which is a base of that the cerebrum and which slightly overlaps the anterior part of the medulla oblongata. Posteriorly, the cerebellar ventricle is an extension of the cavity from the junction of the iter and the fourth ventricle in the basal part of that the cerebellum only. Now, and the rest of it is solid. The two prominent semicircular regions on its posterior lateral part from the two tubercula acanthica. The more or less triangular medulla oblongata has its anterior broad end which just behind the cerebellum. The fourth ventricle has a highly vascular thin roof. The meninx primitiva, a pair of a rounded well-developed facial lobes, are present anteriorly on the floor of the fourth ventricle, while a pair oval less developed vagal lobes are present posterior to the facial lobes. Okay, in that the structure of the brain, we are seeing the dorsal as well as the ventral view of the brain. There is a various part of that the brain that is the connection between the brain. There is a cerebellum as well as the cerebellum as well as the cerebrum is present here in the brain. Okay, this is the structure of that the brain. Okay, in next lecture we are seeing that the peripheral nervous system. In that peripheral nervous system we are seeing that the cranial as well as the spinal nerves.